Hello against Rook Co-op. Today I'm gonna be streaming a little bit of Godfall. I've been farming some Ascension Ranks yesterday. I got like 50 something, 60 something. I can't remember. I'm very far. I'm very far from the 420 that one can get, but still, a little bit of extra water shooting, I guess. A little bit of water shooting. Aragon show is already here. Welcome to the Quip Strakinio. welcome, Aragon show. Welcome back. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing some Godfall now today. So you're gonna see what I've got as Ascension ranks, and I, by the way, got some primal weapons. Oh, I've actually got unspent points. So I've got some weapon damage, some wood bonus, obviously. Might, spirit, then all resistances. A little bit of vitality to get some stuff unlocked. Might, damage to elite and prime enemy, spirit, vitality, and now I'm probably gonna get some more might. Because why not? I wish I could just click stuff and click in, click out, click in, click out. But no, I have to click purchase, I have to confirm. A little bit not as user-friendly as one might want it to be with those. Now I'm not sure what siphon duration does, which means we're gonna be using the new stats screen. Where's the siphon duration? I think that's when the enemies are siphoning me, and that's reduction to this. I'm not sure if I want that. Let's just get maybe over here of gained. Maybe. How many points? One more point. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get vitality. I don't think we can remove points. Apparently we can't reset those points, which is super bad. Super bad. Maybe there is a way to reset them and I just don't know. Let's get some spirit. So the first power unlocks at 150. At 150 I'm gonna unlock the first one. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna go for. Probably shield charge speed, because I'm not a shield build. Although speaking of builds, should I change some stuff? How much I paid? Well, I paid the full price when it started because I got the first DLC included. I got that edition with the extra DLC. I think it was $79.99 if I'm not mistaken, because I pre-ordered the edition with the first DLC included. But yeah, it's so bad that the game is not even letting me play on max resolution. See, this is the maximum resolution I can select when playing this game on windowed, which is super shitty. Why won't the game allow me at least 1080p resolution? At best it goes to 1066p, but that's super stretched and weird. So I'm playing this game in such bad settings. It's very badly optimized, at least for Nvidia GPUs. But when I get a new GPU, hopefully it would run better. Although my friends with 1080 and 3070 and 3080, my friends have been saying it's not that good. So that's one of the primal things I got. That's another one of the primal things I got. And I think I got some purple primals, maybe not here. But yeah, it's been dropping primals. It's not like it doesn't drop them. Although we do need more quality of life. Okay, speaking of builds, let's switch my build to... What do I change my build to? Do I go with Mobius? Or maybe let's go water. I want to go water damage. The one I'm using right now is this one, Iwumina. But maybe let's switch to the water damage, which was this one, I think. Why was this one here? Wait, something doesn't seem right with my water one. Yeah, I'm gonna copy the current one. Let's go play a little bit with this one. Let's do some tower, but I'm gonna go easy mode. Hard is just not as fun. And Unagi is back, says 21 days, but Aragon says yeah, taking breaks from shooters. I'm glad I didn't buy. Yeah, many people are glad they didn't buy this one. This game has a ton of potential, but it also needs a lot of work in terms of optimizing, in terms of expanding the endgame activities and reworking certain things. Because it's not a terrible game, but it gets very boring and repetitive, and even Division players who are used to the grind could get bored. Even people who are used to repeating the same missions over and over again. But the combat is amazing in the game. Whether there's something new, I just want to farm some. Ascension ranks. A little bit of Ascension rank farming. I don't think it's gonna hurt to have some of it. Let's go for a Might Boon. And it just, as you saw yesterday, if you watched my stream in Torchlight 3, there are just so many things that are preventing me from playing the game properly. I can't constantly switch characters because, well, it doesn't let me access my stash, which is pretty bad by itself, not being able to access your stash. Okay, Archon Fury ready. Archon Fury ready. Let's see what we got here. And Firefox says, what's new with Godfall? Well, apart from the Primal update, there hasn't been anything new since then. They're busy working on the first big DLC, the Exalted Tower of Trials, which again, why are they focusing on the fucking Tower of Trials with the updates? They should start focusing on things that are not Tower of Trials. Tower of Trials is not the... It's boring if all of their attention goes to one stupid game mode. Like many other games are making the same mistake, focusing on one endgame activity instead of bringing new ones. It's just not good design when you're putting all your eggs in the same basket and you're pushing players towards doing the same one activity over and over. It's much better when you give players more things to do in a game rather than focusing on giving them just that one thing, but better. Immortal says, Trucker, KOF the man, how you doing again? We're one day closer to Outriders. Soon I'm gonna get my world tiers to max, so when it comes out you can go 6 instead. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the same. Before the game launches, I'm gonna go and get my tier to max 5, and then when it's out I can get 6 immediately. I was saying the same thing in my last stream that of Outriders. I did that. I'm gonna have to return before launch, so I can do that. Shit. Ah. Shit, the mages are the big problem here. I need to get the fucking mages. But the protector first. Shit, he didn't get affected by the... There are just so many of them. Ah. Okay, legendary dropped. Mountain Bone Breaker. Let's see what's happening here. Let me get some cherries. Alright, let's see the next one. Oh. Ah. Ah, no. Damn those attempts. Oh, did I accidentally use my... I accidentally used my my Archon Fury. Didn't really want to use it. Immortal says he almost bought this game as well on day one, and he's glad he didn't get it. I can see that. Yeah. I mean, this game can become very good with the right updates. It can become good. Right now it's mediocre. It's not terrible. It's mediocre, but it really has a lot of problems that need to be addressed. Okay, now there's gonna be some more enemies spawning probably. Let's get them first. This game is a mobile and similar maps as mobile game maps, you just spam attacks, that's it. Well, I mean, mobile games didn't invent those types of maps. They existed on PC games before mobile games started doing that. It's just a design that allows for less loading and for less props. It's very cheap design, let's say, in a way, because you're only loading a bunch of props and a small arena, and that's pretty much it. But we do have big open zones. We have big open zones which you can free roam, but the free roaming is pointless. you don't get rewarded much for doing the free roaming. You can get primal items by doing free roaming. You can get some of the good resources by doing free roaming. So most people won't even do it. Oh, it's not 175. Oh, I can actually select here. Can I select between? I guess I have to pick one. And see, you can't respect those. That's very bad design if you can't respect those. Is there anything I can upgrade right now? Arkham Fury Range, Warhammer Range, Weapon Technique Damage. Let's sort by rarity. Weak Point Shield, Weak Point. Crit Chance, Physical, Weapon Technique. So Shatter Build Up. This is pretty nice. This is actually very nice. Oh, resistances. I'm thinking of upgrading, where was it? This one. Oh, I can't upgrade? Shit. I can't upgrade it. Or can I? I think I need to be in the town to upgrade. Yeah, well, I'm gonna upgrade it later in the town. What about my... What augments am I using? I need to check my augments. I've got some primal augments, and primal apparently is not just for legendary. You can see there's some nice primal augments with double the effects. I'm wondering if I can make a full face tank build. Full face tank, super heal. I've got so many augments. Takes a while, I guess, to get the right ones with the right stats. How much I paid? As I said, I bought the special edition, or whatever the name is, the one that includes the first DLC. Not the one with the skins, not the most expensive one. I think I paid 79, if I'm not mistaken. This one maybe. Oh no. Okay, got me some keys. I'm gonna get a spirit boon. There's one boon that allows you to get legendaries from epic chests with X%. You can upgrade it to 90%. It means basically almost every purple chest dropping a legendary amulet. But not a primo. I mean, it could be primo, but so far I don't think I've gotten one. I'm still trying to figure out if every single item can drop as a primo or whether that's just reserved for specific item types. Damn, those shields that they spawn with are pretty annoying. Ah. Okay, got those. I'm definitely not reaching the end of the tower just because I'm not on some sort of a meta build. But I'm having fun still. A little bit of Godfall every now and then. It's not so bad. Just in case. protector. Obviously it's gonna be a protector. No. It's very unresponsive when I try to use my weapon techniques. That's when the game is most unresponsive, and that's most of the reasons why I take damage, because it doesn't use the weapon techniques when I want it to. Because I have to hold E for a few seconds and then use the weapon technique, and if I just press it and use it, I think they should just split the weapon techniques to different buttons, without me having to hold E and press. But rather just press one button, weapon technique 1 does. Press a second button, weapon technique 2 gets done. It's very bad design in this way, because that split second where I have to hold the button usually results in me getting wrecked, getting some damage done to me. Or my weapon technique expiring, and then I can't use it. If you're talking about the daggers, it gets drained. And then by the time I try to use it, it's already expired and it doesn't do anything. Might or Spirit Bone? I want a Spirit Bone. I want a specific Spirit Bone, the one that drops legendary amulets. If I remember correctly, it was a Spirit Bone. Okay. Just do this. But I assume if someone maxes out their Ascension ranks and is full Primo, fully upgraded, they shouldn't have much trouble, even on non-meta build, reaching the end of the tower. Right now you need a meta build to be able to reach the end of the tower, on a hero that isn't fully decked in Primals and doesn't have all the Ascension unlocks. See, this one splits second when I use my... that's what I was talking about. This one split second when you're activating your ability, Northern-Southern technique. it just resulted in exactly what I was talking about. If it activated before, if it activated without me having to hold that button and press the other button, I wouldn't have taken damage because I would have blinded them and gotten them stunned or whatever. But no. Actually, Adex and Gendrek are here. Gendrek says, "Have the devs announced any upcoming updates for?" Yes, the first big expansion is coming. The Exalted Tower of Trials is coming. The first paid DLC after this Primal update. That's the first big next thing. Actually, Adex, if you don't have a full Primal, then your build and you get to 430, then you're using a meta build. If it can reach 430, then it's a meta build. Because there's not just one single meta build, there are many meta builds. If a build can reach 430 without full Primals, then it's meta. You may not think it's meta, but it is. If it can reach 430. For me, that's the definition of meta. A build that can reach 430 without primal items. Maybe it's not the best meta build, but it is one of the meta builds. It's not meta, you're the only one. Meta doesn't mean the build that everyone is using. Meta means most effective tactic available. And it's probably not the top most effective, but it's one of the most effective. It's one of the effective tactics if it works. Meta doesn't mean the most used build. It just means a build that works well. That's a good build. Maybe let's put it that way. What build are you using, by the way? I can try your build. If you want me to, I can try your build to see if I like it. Oh, I can't use my wife stone on this one. Perfect. Then I'm dying if I can't use my wife stone. No. Fuck, I knew it. I mean, who thought it would be a good idea to add such a bullshit mechanic of not being able to use your wife stones in rooms? It's just bad. It's very bad design to add such an annoying thing. If only we had ranged builds in this game, it would have been so much more fun. No! Wait, this didn't reach? Fuck. No, no, wrong weapon. I fucking switched my weapon. I guess you can't switch weapons while in the middle of a dodge. Another thing that should be a mechanic to be able to switch weapons while performing dodge animation. You're using two-handed hammer with weapon technique and aim damage, but which power plate are you using? That's what I'm wondering. And ViewTube is watching during lunch break. Well, enjoy it ViewTube. But does anyone know if every single item can drop as primal? Because for now I've gotten only weapons and augments as primal. Only weapons and augments so far. I don't know if the other things can drop with those. Oh, you're using Mesa, so you're going poison ailment hammer build. So I'm assuming you're probably using this weapon, the poison hammer. Where was it? You're using. Are you using this one? This or this one? Twin Omen. So that's the type of hammer you're using. Yeah, it seems like an interesting one to build around. I've got this one, by the way. I'm wondering if I should make a build around it. But I need to be using Southern technique with it. And Void. And then this dual blade with water damage and Mark of Fragility. I could try using that right now instead of this, but this one heals me and it's super effective to keep me alive. But then this one, extra damage. This one's gonna be good for mobbing. Oh, I got an Ascension level. Being able to always... I'm gonna read that comment in a moment about cancelling. Fuck, it's not letting me do my weapon technique. Finally. What's happening? This guy doesn't go... I mean, do you see how many times I hit it with the hammer and it didn't do any breach bar damage. It didn't do any breach damage. Why is it not taking any breach bar damage now? Is it shielded or something? That was bullshit. I hit him like 5 times. Whether the game is worth it, it depends. It depends what you're expecting from the game. There's a lot of things that are terrible in the game, such as performance. Performance is I haven't seen a game as badly optimized as this one. Maybe Cyberpunk. And the end game is super repetitive, boring, without any variety. The developers are pushing you into doing that one activity over and over instead of letting you have multiple ways of obtaining your primal items. You have to do the tower, because the tower is the only place where primal gear drops, which is super bad design to force people into doing that one activity. Because what if I don't like the tower and I want primal items? The only choice I have is to just deal with it and not play the game. If I want primal items but I don't like the tower. And there's only two types of end game. There's only tower and dreamstones. Let me read this. When they launch it in 2 to 3 months. Yeah, I would say wait for the big expansion. Wait for the first big expansion, which again is another wrong move. They're making Exalted Tower of Trials. What's the point of making more of the same? We don't want more of the same. We want more variety. So they're gonna be making Exalted Tower of Trials instead of making a new endgame activity that's not a fucking tower. That's actually something different, like Uber bosses, or actually we do have Uber bosses, but something different, something that's maybe a survival mode with waves, maybe something like point control, maybe, although they do have something similar. But yeah, tower is boring, tower is super repetitive. I mean, look at other games and how much endgame diversity they've got, and then look at this game with just 2 endgame activities. But the good thing about this game is the combat. You can't get this type of combat in other wooters. But it's also very unresponsive. As I mentioned and pointed out earlier, there are a lot of things as I mentioned earlier, there are certain things that just don't work well. Canceling out animations doesn't work well. And again, I didn't press my R button. This thing just activated itself. This is bullshit. I didn't activate my ability. My finger never went into R. It was only WSAD, yet this somehow got activated and wasted my ability. So there are just bugs like this in the game, where you don't press a button but the game actually does whatever that button does. How did this even happen? I'm pretty sure I didn't even come anywhere near that button with my finger. Well, let's just abandon mission and start over. The combat is not bad, but yeah, it is repetitive. But tell me a game that doesn't have repetitive combat, where you're just stuck in a rotation of doing almost the same thing and repeating it. Like, even if you have 6, 7, 8 skills, you're gonna have some sort of rotation that you kind of get into a rhythm of using those skills in a specific order. That's how it is. What's repetitive is the level design. In the tower, almost every stage looks the same. Yeah, there are some different activities, different enemies, slightly different arrangement of the props, but in general it's kind of the exact same experience in every single tower floor and elevator fight. And the game is balanced in such a way that you need a super overpowered, well synergized build. And yeah, a melee game without jump, another big miss. They could have had some aerial combos, and aerial combos in this game could have been amazing. Being able to jump, maybe hit the enemy, then finish it with an uppercut, put it in the air, then hit it a few times in the air, and then finish it and push the enemy down into the ground and finish it in the ground. Yeah, I'm trying that to weapon swap in between dodge. It doesn't happen. I'm scrolling my weapon swap, and it only swaps the weapon after the dodge is done. Well, I don't dodge without swipe. Swipe for me is the real dodge. The actual dodge, this dodge, is not. Wait. How? This dodge is not dodge for me. I only use the swipe when dodging, because why not? Astrok says he must leave. Well, thanks for stopping by. And DJ Dex says we can dream. Yeah. Surviving Mars on Epic is free. Yeah, it doesn't seem like my game, but thanks for coming to mention this, 80. Okay, what do I do next? Tower is boring. Maybe do a bit of a Dreamstone. Actually, first I want to upgrade some things. First. What's my build right now? Oh, wait, my builds got reset? Why? How? Why did my augments got removed or something? Did the update break my builds? Please don't tell me the update broke all my builds. Please don't tell me the update broke all my builds. Let's check this one. This one's not broken. This one is the way it used to be. Huh. Okay, what about that other one I was using? This one's not broken. This one also is fine. So why did this one get broken and it erased my build? Now I don't remember what I had here. Pretty annoying, honestly, the game erasing your stuff here. Let's try a void shell. Maybe this one. %30 damage to shield. Iceox says if you have bad performance in the Tower of Trials, there is a bug interaction when if you disable the HUD you don't lose any FPS at all, but if you were already doing 60-70 FPS it's gonna be the same. Well, my friends have 150-140 FPS, but in the tower this goes down to 60-50 FPS on 3080 and 3070 respectively. So not sure what they're doing wrong with that tower, but something's wrong with the tower in terms of FPS. If 3080 is getting dropped from 150 60 to like 60, and 3070 Nvidia is getting dropped from 140 150 to like 50-55 FPS in the tower. And that's probably one of the reasons. And they constantly crash in multiplayer. Every time we do Dreamstones, they always crash, both of them. They didn't crash before when they were playing on 1060 and on 1070 Titanium. They didn't crash, but with their 30 series cards they started crashing. So yeah, I need to figure out some stuff here. I can't remember what I was using, but let's say I'm using Crescendo. I can't remember my old builds, but the Crescendo needs to be here. And see, that's another thing. I can't equip something that's already equipped. And now I have to go here, unequip this, put some random thing there. The user interface, it's as if it was designed by people without any sense of how to design user interface and user friendliness. Okay. I want sunburst, but which sunburst? Take down shield fire, Archon Fury shield over health. This is a water build, it's a water healing build, so which one do I go for? I press escape, it doesn't bring me to this menu, it brings me to this menu. Why is that a thing? If I go here and I press escape, like now, it brings me to gear instead of to augments. What's the logic behind this? I'm gonna put the Crescendo here. Not the Crescendo, the Sunburst. We need a vitality here. I don't do parry, I can't use parry, I'm too slow for it, so I'm gonna avoid parry. I'm gonna try using concentration. What does it mean already equipped? I didn't equip it. This is messing with me. Already equipped, where? I don't see a concentration equipped, so I guess it's the augment power usage, that's what's the problem. It says already equipped, but that's not the problem. The problem is that I've just reached the limit. Did you manage to figure out the problem you had with combat and damage in last epoch? If not, I can help you if I can. I'm not sure what problem I had, I can't remember. And disabling the HUD, who would wanna play without a HUD? I'm not sure there's a person who enjoys playing without a HUD, but I like to see my HP. I like to see my Archon Fury charge. I like to see all sorts of things. I mean, if I wanted to play without a HUD, sure, I would play without it, but and AD, I still don't remember what problem. With the rogue. Whatever I was playing on the rogue was not a good build, and that was sad because, yeah, it felt like a fun build, but it's not a good build. Okay, wait, let me just focus a little bit on doing what I'm doing. I need to remove something. I need a vitality node here. No. Ah, this is nice. So there is no water related water damage one, unfortunately. I wish I had a water damage of this same absorption, this same focus. So I'm just trying to figure out what would be best. Maybe Soul Shatter build up 10%, and that's 100 points. Now I can't put any more. I want something similar to this build. In terms of augments, something similar to this build is not bad. In terms of things to use. Although this one is definitely a weak point based stuff, so it's not... Look at the FPS, how slow it is here. This one is also very nice, Fortitude, but I don't have room for it. How much this game is? Well, it was on sale a few weeks ago. It was on sale and you could get it for like 40 on the Epic Store, but now it's not. Right now it's full price, I think. I can check. Let me check the actual price right now on PC. So the current price on PC is still $59.99 because there's no sale ongoing. Okay. You like my builds, creative? Thanks. I'm trying to do stuff. Okay, I want to upgrade now. I'm done with this one. I need to upgrade. Now this one. I wish I could apply shield on bosses and mini bosses. Might or spirit? Maybe a bit more might. Probably should have selected spirit so I can use it on other builds, but that's fine. Orb of Eternity. Now that's what we need to farm. Orb of Eternity. I'm gonna quickly upgrade the other stuff. And then go and do some Orb of Eternity farming. Yeah, time to farm Dreamstones definitely is terrible. It's terrible how non-rewarding. You should be able to get Orb of Eternity by salvaging augments. Salvaging legendary augments should give you Orb of Eternity, but no, it doesn't. There are just so many things that we don't get by salvaging items which we should. And farming Dreamstones is just so boring. Especially with, I like the old Dreamstones much better than the new ones. The new ones are a step down for me in terms of farming. I definitely don't like what they did to the Dreamstones. I wish I could go back to the old Dreamstone system. And see this leaping shield bash. See, they're telling you to do things that you can't do unless your build has it. So they're saying petrify enemies, use leaping shield bash, do that attack, do this attack. But not everyone has this in their build, and they can't just change their build every time they're in a Dreamstone, because it takes a lot of unnecessary time to quickly respec and make your build. So right now I can't do leaping shield bash because I don't have leaping shield bash. And then when it tells me petrify 5 enemies, how am I gonna do this bullshit when I don't have a petrifying slam on my build? It's just so badly designed. W and shift. W and shift doesn't do anything for me. W and shift. What do you mean W and shift? W, shift and right mouse button. Oh, this one. Oh, okay. But still petrify 5 enemies. So that's what they call leaping shield bash. But yeah, how do I petrify enemies then? My petrify enemies still stands tall, because unless I have petrifying slam, how am I going to petrify 5 enemies? And yesterday I got these petrify enemies a bunch of times. And I did get asked to petrify enemies a lot of times yesterday. It was super boring. I'm definitely not gonna swap my build for a bonus mission as well. It's just not gonna happen. They need to figure out to remove anything that that requires you to have certain skills unlocked, and replace them with other more convenient things, more logical things. And the nerf to this bubble was the worst thing that could happen to the game. Nerfing this bubble slow to not work on certain enemies and to be much weaker than it used to be. I really love the bubble. It gave that weapon actually a lot of weight. It gave it a lot of weight and it made things much better. Now I have to find a primal version of that hammer so that the bubble could be like what it used to be. And yeah, good work in finding a primal version of that hammer with the current shitty drop rates of primals. And since it's so RNG, I can't farm a specific boss to help me get that specific hammer quicker. I have to just rely on RNG for every single thing. It's chaos. It's chaos. It's chaos. Radius can scale. Radius is a number. You can scale radius. Bubble can scale. You can scale the percent. 50% can go to 75%. 120 seconds can go to 60 seconds. The radius can scale. There's many things that they just don't think about it. If you look at the patch notes, where they said that certain things don't scale, they're bullshitting us. Obviously the things scale. I'm gonna give you exactly their example. Their example of things that don't scale. It's a terrible example because the thing they mentioned doesn't scale, actually does scale. So let me go and open the update patch notes. Where was it? Primal update patch notes. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna give you the perfect example of them just lying to us, because that's a blatant lie. Where did it go? Example: Peacock's charge. Peacock Charm's primal trait is bind nearby enemies whenever you use your wife stone. This trait has no value to multiply by 1.5. Bullshit! You can multiply the radius of the bind. The radius of the bind. You can multiply the duration of the bind by 1.5. This is total bullshit. Total bullshit. They were just lazy and didn't want to... They didn't want to make primal versions of every single item, so they can make the update quicker. But yeah, the duration can be multiplied, the radius can be multiplied. And it took me 3 seconds after reading this to figure this out. I'm pretty sure a developer also thought of this, but someone from the bosses said, no, leave it, we don't want every single item, make the update quicker. Typical bullshitting over there. And you say only things with percent and number have primals, but the bubble has a percent, 50% swole. And the bubble used to be 75% swole before they nerfed it. And it used to affect elites and bosses. Now it doesn't after the nerf. So the 50% can be swole, can be made into 75% as a primal. So I would be surprised if this hammer with the bubble doesn't have a primal version. It just makes no sense to not have a primal version when the primal version was actually the real version long ago. So yeah, there's a lot of bullshit there with things that can get primal or not. They were just lazy and decided to make the update quicker instead of thinking a little bit harder about what things can be increased. Duration can always be increased, and so can radius of all sorts of things. The same goes for the bubble. You can increase the duration, you can decrease the cooldown, you can increase the what's it called, the percent. So there are many ways the bubble can actually work in terms of a primal. Okay, let's not mess around. I was trying to get it primed for a takedown. Didn't work. Didn't work. Okay, enough of those. When they release multiplayer in West Epoch, he would love to do stream with me. Sure, I wouldn't mind doing that. We can co-stream together when they release the multiplayer in West Epoch. There's just something about West Epoch that I just can't enjoy. Something in the game makes me not like it. I don't even know what it is. I can't pinpoint exactly what in the game makes me not enjoy it. But there's something that seems weird. Look at this coward. Look at where they're standing. Fucking bullshit. Constantly teleporting. But yeah, I really want a primal version of the hammer with the bubble. Farming dreamstones. I need that orb of eternity. Stability. There's no orb of eternity. Seriously? This is just terrible. I really hate this new Dreamstone system. It's just bad. It's so bad. The guy at 425 plus. Do you mean Wunara? Wunara at 425 plus? Or do you mean someone else? I got one-shotted by... I'm not sure which floor, but that guy. The boss with the bucket. He one-shotted me with the charging. He one-shotted me with the charging attack. Oh, the Black Tide Enforcer. Yeah. It's super badly designed. I don't like how overpowered the game is. How the monsters can one shot and stuff like that. It's not fun if you can't take some hits. I don't like games where I can't take hits. I like being able to soak up damage, even for the price of my own damage. I'd much rather have a tanky build where I don't get one shot and I can take 2, 3, 4, maybe 10 hits before I die, but at least I can do things slowly but steadily to do the things I wanna do. And Godfall is not that type of a game. It's just it's for people with fast reactions, fast APM, and meta builds. If you don't have a meta build, you can forget about pushing Godfall to the end. And it's a shame because the game has so much, it has hundreds of builds, yet there's probably 20, 50, maybe even less than that, maybe 10, 15 builds that are viable, that are actually worth using out of hundreds of builds. And I've done builds with 150,000 damage on a hammer. I've done weapon technique spirit build on the hammer with 150. I've hit for more than 150, for 180 something, 196,000 damage with the hammer right click. So I've done such builds that can pretty much one shot many of the enemies. I can't remember who I did that on. If I'm not mistaken, that spirit build, did I do it on this one, the spirit build? 4,000 spirit, maybe it was on this one, yeah. That probably was it. The build that can do shitloads of weapon technique damage during Archon Fury. Well, shoot only builds can be solid. They can be solid, but again, it's not what I wanna play. I don't wanna play a shield build. It's boring to me. I'm not good at parrying. I'm not good at blocking. I don't like using shield stuff, so I shouldn't be forced into using it. And this one should give me Orb of Eternity as a reward, but it doesn't. I mean, I don't know, I just can't enjoy this game after they reworked the fucking Dreamstones. There are just so many things that went wrong with this shitty design. It was fine, why did they have to change it? It was so fine before. I know I can go straight to the boss, but I wanna get more orbs. 5 orbs is not much. But yeah, going straight to the boss would be the best way to farm right now. I don't see any other thing that's worth doing. I'll just take this and see if I can get the boss killed. I don't even think I can beat this boss, but I can try. In general, this game is very difficult, and it shouldn't be. If I select to play on easy, the game should be easy. If I want hard, I can select hard. Easy is too difficult in this game. A casual player with non-synergized build is having a very hard time on easy. Easy should be a walk in the park. If it says easy, it should be easy. If it says easy and it's not easy, then what's the point of calling it easy? Then just change the fucking name to not so hard, but still hard. Come on, come on. But yeah, this game is designed for tryhards, and I'm anything but a tryhard. I don't think I understand what Serdi again said. I'm gonna try and reread it. Maybe I'm not reading it well. And those are so overpowered, those bubbles. Those fucking bubbles of the enemies. See, why isn't my bubble this swollen? Why did my bubble have to be nerfed if they didn't nerf the bubble of the enemies? It's not fair. If my bubble gets nerfed but the enemy's bubbles don't. Times are tough, I can't find a game I can enjoy. I'm probably gonna rage quit after this fight. It's just fucking boring. Why do games have to be designed for fucking tryhards with meta builds? Play Sekiro. I don't play. I won't play Sekiro. It doesn't look like my kind of game. It's not the industry that sucks. It's tryhards whining for games being too easy and the developers designing games without an easy mode, without an actual easy mode. Why does a game have to be hard? I play games to have fun. If I want hard, life should be hard. A game shouldn't. A game should have a hard mode for people who want it hard. Select a hard difficulty, play it on that hard difficulty, enjoy it. But why should everyone be stuck to playing on the hard difficulties? Why can't we just play a game to chill out, to kill some stuff without much of a challenge? And if we want the challenge, if we feel like we're up to the task, we can just increase the difficulty and play a game just for the sake of getting challenged. But you should be able to play on an easy difficulty and still get wood, still do the hardest content just on an easier difficulty. And yeah, I mean, in general, games don't need to be hard for people to enjoy them. The industry being greedy is a separate thing. And then greedy has nothing to do with the games being hard. Games have always been hard, but they have always had easy modes as well. Back in the day. I mean, sewing in this game without a meta build is super boring. AAA games are not garbage. AAA games are fine. Some of them. They just do certain things in a very wrong way. See, look at Outriders, a AAA game, but I can't say Outriders is garbage. And if I take the end game out of the equation and talk about Borderlands 3, Borderlands 3 was fine. If we don't talk about the end game, if we ignore the end game part of the game, and we talk about just the story, it's fine. It's not perfect, but it's good. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many things that I just can't enjoy in regards to how developers are doing them nowadays. Let's upgrade my charm. And by the way, another thing in this game, it's super grindy to get Ascension levels. You should have had 10 times the XP gain for Ascension levels. They intentionally made it super grindy. It shouldn't take you this long to reach the maximum Ascension level. It's super bad design again. Should have been much easier to get it. Much easier. More playtime definitely doesn't mean fun. If the game is designed in a good way, I would spend thousands of hours playing it. Even with fully geared, decked build max level, I would spend more time farming and respecking and testing new builds if everything is decently balanced and I can have fun with non-meta builds. Big if there. Okay, let's try and do that for the augments. Which augment didn't have enough to get upgraded? This one, I think. First of all, they shouldn't separate farming one thing from one place, another thing from another place. That's a very bad separation. Very bad separation. Farming primal items from one type of endgame and then farming the resources to upgrade from another. You should also be able to, as I said earlier, I should be able to take this legendary thing, dismantle it, salvage it. Actually, you can salvage. Oh yeah, you can. So I should be able to take a legendary one. Let's just take this one, and then do salvage, and I should be able to get. Instead of just Dragon Steel and Sun Steel, I should be able to get Orb of Eternity, Orb of Creation, etc. For augments, obviously Orb of Eternity. For charms, Orb of Creation and stuff like that. I'm not trying to get rewards with no effort. I'm trying to get rewards with enough effort, but with easy. Everyone should be able to get rewarded. You just need to select the proper difficulty, and higher difficulty giving you more rewards, easier difficulty less rewards, but still being able to get rewards. Why should Ascension be grindy? Why should I need hundreds of hours to get all Ascension ranks? Why can't I just get all Ascension ranks within, let's say, 50 hours of playtime, or 40 hours or 30 hours of playtime? Because that's 420 Ascension ranks. What's the point if it takes too long? People just get bored and quit, like me. If it takes too long to reach all the ranks. Look at Borderlands 3, how quickly and easy you can farm them there. Because there's places where you can get a ton of XP. And you can get 400 Guardian ranks or whatever much quicker. Although in Borderlands it's still grindy. It still takes much longer than it needs to be. And in Diablo to max out your Paragon levels, obviously there's no limit, but just to reach the optimum Paragon levels, you don't need that much time. But yeah, it's just too grindy for my taste. It feels like playing an MMO from 2001. And I'm not a fucking zombie, I'm a human being. I don't have as much time. And yeah, that's it. Another game that's just too grindy after the changes they did to it. Thanks for watching. Not sure what I'm gonna stream tomorrow. Keep it cool and until next time.